Hi everyone, this is my contemporary realistic fiction book talk for Crying Laughing by Lance Rubin. No one knows how funny I am. Well, that's not entirely true. My dad, and sometimes my mom, and my best friends Layli and Azadeh know. And I know. But no one else. These are the famous first words from our main character, Winnie Friedman, who has established that she is hilarious. However, ever since she failed her first stand-up comedy performance at her own bat mitzvah, she refuses to share her jokes with anyone else. Until she accidentally makes the funniest kid in school laugh during her first week of 10th grade, which ends with the invitation to join the school's improv troupe. After much thought, Winnie decides to join the troupe. But when she goes to share the happy news with her parents, they end up having bad news of their own to share as well. Winnie's dad has ALS. Winnie isn't sure what her next step should be after this life-changing news, especially since her father continues to make jokes and make light of his situation. Follow Winnie as she tries to find a way to laugh through a string of bad situations, even though they sort of just make her want to cry. There are two excerpts from the book that I wish to share with you. The first excerpt is from pages 9 and 10. Well, anyway, I say, performing isn't really my thing anymore. So you bombed at your bat mitzvah. Big deal, Azadeh says. Yeah, Layli says, you need to let that go already. Wait, what happened? Roxanne asks. The phrase bombed at your bat mitzvah should have come with a trigger warning, as hearing it threatens to send me into the fetal position on the cafeteria floor. I take a deep breath. Evan's right, Layli says, kindly ignoring Roxanne. You should join. You're really funny, and you'll be great, and you're more obsessed with comedy than any human I've ever met. She makes a lot of good points. And I'll be there too, she continues, one hand in front of her face to shield us from her apple chomping, so you don't have to be nervous. I'll think about it, I say. You really are funny, Roxanne says, which makes even her cooler than I already thought she was. And we're like the only people that know that, Azadeh says, as she peels a piece of her paleo string cheese. More people should know. Well, of course they should, I say. Azadeh, Layli, and Roxanne laugh. I knew that line would kill. I selected this excerpt because it gives possible readers a quick peek at Winnie's sense of humor that is present throughout most of the book. It also highlights one of the hurdles that Winnie must overcome in this book, her fear of performing in front of a crowd on stage. The second excerpt is from pages 31 and 32. I feel like I'm on the verge of a panic attack. Okay, maybe just show me the screen. No, you don't need to, Layli says. I get why your dad thought it wasn't worth it to look because show me the screen, I say in my commanding no-nonsense voice. Layli and Azadeh look at each other using nonverbal twin code to try and decide what to do. You sure? Layli finally asks me. I nod. Azadeh bites her lower lip and sighs before holding up her phone. The words slightly hard to read since it's a screen viewed through a screen wash over me. ALS, or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, is a progressive neurodegenerative disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and the spinal cord. Okay. Early symptoms vary, but can include tripping, dropping things, abnormal fatigue of the arm and or legs, slurred speech, muscle cramps and twitches, and uncontrollable periods of laughing or crying. All right. When the motor neurons eventually die, the ability of the brain to initiate and control muscle movement is lost. With voluntary muscle action progressively affected, people may lose the ability to speak, eat, move, and breathe. My God, that's all the things. And usually fatal. Could you scroll down, please? I ask. I'm searching the page for how long people survive after diagnosis. I know most of this probably doesn't apply to my dad, but if it does, how long does he have? How long do I have with him? How long? How long? How long? How long? Why is it the one piece of information I need so damn hard to find? Maybe put it away for now, Layli says. No, I say, I'm fine. I just want to read this. I can't find the answer. There is no answer. I selected this excerpt because it showcases the exact moment when Winnie really begins to understand how serious her father's condition is and how much her life is going to change. It also highlights another hurdle that Winnie must face in the book, acceptance of her father's condition. Overall, I like this book. I would probably give it a 4 out of 5 star rating. The story definitely lived up to its tragic comedy nature. It had quite a few heartbreaking moments dealing with Winnie's father's condition and other relationship issues throughout the book, but the author does well to follow them up with humor. The only thing that I did not like about this book was that the jokes sometimes fell flat or went over my head. Of course, I am not an expert on comedy, so there's a very good chance that I just didn't understand what the author was aiming for. I would recommend this book for high school libraries or media centers and public libraries with a young adult section if they have sufficient funds. Some young adults may appreciate an opportunity to read this book that makes you want to laugh and cry at the same time. If you like Crying Laughing by Lance Rubin, there are 2 other contemporary realistic fiction books with a similar feel that I would recommend to you. My first recommendation is This'll Be Funny Someday by Kate Henry. My second recommendation is Because You'll Never Meet Me by Leah Thomas, which is actually the first in a series. Its sequel, Nowhere Near You, is already published as well. As the 2 excerpts highlighted, Winnie has to overcome several obstacles in this book while trying to find a way to laugh instead of cry. Will she be able to perform with the improv troupe? Will she learn how to accept her father's condition and face it with him and her mother? Read Crying Laughing by Lance Rubin to find out.